Dragon's Dogma 2 runs and looks better on the PlayStation 5 Pro compared to the base PlayStation 5, but even the PlayStation 5 Pro version is far from being perfect. Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. As always, before we start, please do me a big favor, like, share, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much. And now let's talk about Dragon's Dogma 2 on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And if you do watch my channel already for a long time, then you know that I'm usually not a big fan when it comes to ray tracing on consoles because it is just too demanding in regards of performance. But let's talk about performance a little bit later. Just focus on the side-by-side comparison right now between ray tracing on, ray tracing off in the graphics mode on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And even the ray tracing mode on the PlayStation 5 Pro is not perfect. It's actually sometimes a little bit buggy because we have issues in general when you turn on ray tracing on the console. But I still think the result when you turn on ray tracing, it is just much better. You add so much more atmosphere to the game that my recommendation is here right now. If you can, just use ray tracing on your console. But unfortunately, really enjoyable is ray tracing just on the PlayStation 5 Pro because the only option what you have on the base PlayStation 5 is the graphics mode with a fixed 30 FPS mode, because what you can see here right now is the graphics option on the base PlayStation 5 with variable frame rate. But as you can see, the frame rate is actually very low. It's hardly hitting 40 FPS. And the problem here now is that the VRR range of the PlayStation 5 is 48 frames to 120 frames. That means VRR on the base PlayStation 5 right now is not even working. That means you have a lot of additional stuttering, and in this case I actually recommend rather use the fixed 30 FPS mode, which is a fixed 30 FPS mode with ray tracing enabled, and you don't have too much additional stuttering. On the other hand, the PlayStation 5 Pro is managing to stay most of the time within the VRR range between 48 and 120 FPS. Most of the time, not all the time. So you will experience some stuttering from time to time, but keep in mind, this right now is the graphics mode with ray tracing enabled on the PlayStation 5 Pro. So that's the best option what you can have, and I really think the frame rate is for the picture what you get or for the graphic quality, it's actually really good. And if you like to have a little bit of a better performance on the PlayStation 5 Pro, then you can use the balanced mode with variable frame rate, 120 Hz option, plus ray tracing enabled. And now that's the frame rate what we're getting. It's not a big jump, but now you more likely stay within the VRR range on the PlayStation 5 Pro, which makes the experience even better. And if you like to enjoy ray tracing with the highest possible frame rate, then you can choose the performance mode on the PlayStation 5 Pro and you get additional FPS. But this mode is actually not to recommend because we have a lot of shimmering, a lot of issues with the ray tracing shadows and ray tracing in general. It is just more visible, the problems what you get with ray tracing compared to the balanced or the graphics mode. And last but not least, let's take a very quick look on the performance mode without ray tracing on the PlayStation 5 Pro. This mode gives you or allows you to have the highest possible frame rate in the game. And now, of course, the question is, how much FPS are you gaining when you disable ray tracing on the PlayStation 5 Pro? And what I found is, and this counts for all the graphic modes on the PlayStation 5 Pro, you gain on average 10 FPS when you disable ray tracing. And now let's take a closer look on the difference between the PlayStation 5 Pro and the base PlayStation 5 in regards of picture quality. And as always, it is actually very hard to see a significant difference, especially on YouTube after the compression and stuff like that. But the PlayStation 5 Pro version, especially the graphics mode, offers actually the best picture quality, at least what I can see on my TV. The graphics mode on the PlayStation 5 Pro offers the best picture quality, but of course the lowest frame rate. Comparing this to the balanced or performance mode, you can clearly see there is a big difference actually in picture quality, especially when it comes to shimmering or flickering on objects. And my recommendation to play this game on the PlayStation 5 Pro is that, first of all, I hope you have a 120Hz screen plus VRR, because that's mandatory actually. But then I would enable ray tracing in the graphics mode, make sure 120Hz is enabled plus variable performance, and then you can play this game within the VRR range most of the time with the best possible picture quality. On the base PlayStation 5, on the other hand, you have exactly two options. You can either choose the fixed 30 FPS mode with ray tracing enabled, or you go for the performance mode without ray tracing, but then with a more decent frame rate. Okay, my friends, so that's it for this video. Let me know in the comment section, how do you like this game? So I have to say, in terms of gameplay, it is really good actually. In terms of the technical side of this game, it's actually buggy like crazy sometimes. But I hope they will actually eventually fix this at some point. But I mean, this game is already out since a long time, so yeah, let's see about that. Anyway, I play this game on the PlayStation 5 Pro in the graphics mode, ray tracing enabled, 120Hz plus VRR of course, and variable frame rate enabled in the game as well. So this gives me a very okay frame rate, I would say, with a very great picture quality. So I can't complain about that. If you like to have it a little bit more performing actually, then I would choose the balanced mode. Don't use the performance mode because it just offers the lowest picture quality. You have a lot of flickering, a lot of shimmering, the ray tracing affects shadows and stuff like that, looking really bad actually in this mode. I can't recommend it, okay? So let me know again in the comment section, what do you think about this game? What do you think about the PlayStation 5 enhancement? And yeah, we take it from there. Thank you very much for watching me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.